Welcome to the channel of PACIFIC414. Show us this loyalty. Throw yourself onto the subscribe button and submit yourself to the live streams, gaming streams, and so much more. Pathetic earthlings, I command you.
Where am I? Oh, I got up. What's this? Whoa, we got screen? Oh. It's all up on my keyboard.
Check what's in your coffee, Baron.
Okay. Last time I have Bill Cosby.
Warning. Due to adult language and humor, the following content may not be suitable for any viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following live stream or video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
You've
The
been
hell
warned.
you say?
No matter the weather outside, Baron Orman Tag, Cash Money 007, and PACIFIC414 are here to bring you the pop culture and entertainment, news, rumors, watch parties, discussions, reactions, reviews, opinion on PACIFIC414 Pop Talk Sunday edition. Welcome, one and all.
Yeah.
Coming to you live from YouTube, Kick and Rumble, along with Baron Orman Tag, Cash Money 007, and our guest, Ryan Roger Athay. I'm your host, Mike, and welcome to PACIFIC414 Pop Talk Sunday edition, where we are going to find out how Ryan's channel's been doing, but we're also going to be talking about the current situation in Hollywood, where both the writers and the actors are on strike, and also Haley Atwell isn't too pleased about what they did with Captain Britain.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, no matter weather outside, we're here because, we don't have a life. So we'll be in front of the microphones here, no matter the weather, how nice it is. So. Yeah.
Yes, Captain
Yeah.
Carter. Yes, we didn't need Captain Carter. Agent Carter was great, but
Well, this is what you said, Captain Britain, though.
yeah, you said Captain Britain. That was pretty good.
I thought, we got some Captain Britain news. It's about time to hear something other than American comics. No, those secondary British comics, I think there's some really low, low on the totem pole. Something called 2000 AD or whatever over there. I never really heard of it. I don't know. It's just I hear it's a rag.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I know creators who would be heavily offended by that statement, Baron.
I know. The thing is, I'm just joking. But they do teach you how to be a proper fascist police officer when it comes to being Judge Dredd. Because I am the law. Do I have my Judge Dredd? No, I don't have my Judge Dredd. I learned something yesterday though, or the other day though, is Chuck Dixon is actually going through and reading all the Judge Dredd comics. He's found them really fascinating. So,
very nice.
yeah. So I was like, woo!
And speaking of Chuck Dixon, you and Cash were with Jason Fox of 540 Studio along with Sparta Chris on Thursday, talking with Chuck Dixon. And of course, Andre from Midnight's Edge popped in for a little bit, and you guys had a good time, from what I could tell.
We had both
Yes.
Andres here. So Andre from Mead and Andre from Wish.
Oh, Andre from.
That's Jace. That's Jace. You know that.
Oh,
He's Andre from Wish.
boy.
But yeah, it was a fun talk with Chuck Dixon that day.
It was.
A really down to earth guy.
Very.
Yeah, just he's one of us, and what I mean by one of us, all the way through. I mean, he's friendly, open, enjoys talking with people. He's not full of himself. It was a great talk.
It's just unfortunate, a tragedy what they've done to Punisher and some other characters. If it's not their personalities, they change symbols and other crap. Or I guess what did they say? Punisher has swords now.
Yeah, they gave him swords. Yeah, because
what is he? Storm Shadow? What did they turn him into? Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe.
New character. Punish her.
Oh my!
Time to get the battle out.
Hello. But
Okay,
yes, gentlemen, how are you doing today?
Very good. Very good. A bit tired, but very good.
I'm a little tired too, but a little loopy. This show's gonna be really interesting, especially when we go on the other side exclusively. I'm gonna test the boundaries.
That's what I expect. Testing the boundaries. I mean, let's face it, we're being held down and having people say, "Oh, you can't say this, you can't say that," and this is my response whenever someone says, "Oh, you shouldn't be saying this, you shouldn't be saying that."
Mm-hmm.
The hell you say?
And if you do speak your mind, you face channel suppression.
Right.
Yes.
And even though we respond this way,
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
gotta love the Bobs.
Yes. The movie was on the other day on cable.
Get lost.
Okay, I just did that. Sounds like
Somebody
Kyle.
record that. That's get lost, Dad. It's great. That was funny. Ryan's like, I'm on a stream, Father.
I did mute that, myself, and then I saw it was unmuted.
Yeah, don't worry, I muted you.
He is an annoying bastard. I'm wearing earphones, so it's much harder to gauge everything.
Yeah, it is. Headsets, all that. Oh yeah, we do have a message. We do have a message from Chuck Dixon because he does have a YouTube channel.
Oh,
yeah. So this is a very personal message to you. Please don't have me part of your Rising Stars. I seen what happened to Baron because of
it. Well, Chuck Dixon is a famous comic creator. I dare say he's a rising star who made it.
Yeah, absolutely. This man has a resume from here to more than 20 or so years, I'd probably say, somewhere around there.
He's talking
longer
about
than
30.
that. Yeah.
Talk about into the 80s, man. He did stuff in the 80s.
Hey,
really?
Yeah, he did. The more you know. But he's definitely got an impressive resume, and it's good he's seeing the nonsense for what it is. But
the one guy, I mean, I can't wait is when he can get Mike Barron on there, because I'm a lot more familiar with Mike Barron's work because his stuff was earlier when I was really heavily collecting. So to have those two on the stream together, oh my word. Barron meets Barron.
Well, he's working with Eric D. July now, so
yeah.
Chuck Dixon is. I don't know if Mike Barron is yet, but
I have no idea about him. I really don't.
Be a nice, comfortable place of employment, I'm guessing, where he will likely spend the rest of his fine career.
Yeah. As they kick DC and Marvel's keister. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to San Diego Comic-Con, and that upsets people. That's funny.
No one will be there, though. So he has to be there.
Celebrities. No celebrities will be there.
Yeah, no traditional celebrities.
There should be voice actors there, though. So, I don't know. There'll be some, maybe. At some of these conventions.
There's the ones that are part of the union.
GalaxyCon is coming up too, and I don't know. They told people that it's still happening in Raleigh, so yeah.
I mean,
I'm glad I didn't buy tickets.
Yeah,
I don't know how many people show up.
Vic
Yeah,
Manana.
I don't know how many people are going to show up, but yeah, they would never
It's
happen
Chuck
there.
Dixon and Vic Manana. They'll be there.
Oh man, Monica Rao and seeing Vic Mignogna. Oh, the Monica Rao. Anyways,
Let's get ready to rumble.
what is he doing here? I can hear it now. Yeah.
Yeah. But guys, as we have Ryan here, he's been a guest on Pop Talk before. He's also been a guest on Pacific 414 Pirate Talk when I've been away.
Yes, he was. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't make him walk the blank.
We did not. No.
Even though it does look a little like Blackbeard. All he needs to
yeah,
do
he
is start
does.
He
just needs a hat. Where's
he
his
needs
daughter?
a hat and like those tampons in his beard.
Well, I've already embarrassed myself once on this show, so you've set a new record, Mike.
How do we embarrass him?
I gotta get a new microphone. Have a mute button.
Oh, that okay. We're just so used to stuff like that happening here. It just
It's just an occurrence.
Mm-hmm. You know how professional we are.
Or what? Mm-hmm. But anyways, Ryan, since the last time you were here on the channel with Barrett and Cash, how's your channel been doing?
Oh, slow and steady wins the race, Mike. You know what happens when creators speak their minds. They tend to face a bit of channel suppression, but as I've kept on going, I've thankfully kept on growing. We recently passed 1,600, and I hope that soon we can pass 1,700 and 1,800 and slowly but surely get to 2,000. But it's great to be here. It's always nice to talk about pop culture, especially in the United States of America. And I'm sure we'll all have a great talk. You know me, guys. I talk about anything and everything. So fire away.
All right. Well, speaking of talking about anything and everything, of course, this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you're at, or this morning, we are going to talk about Bob Iger being extended through 2026.
Ooh.
And we're also going to talk about, with the strike going on, Bob Iger getting lambasted for CNBC comments about strike. And we're also going to talk about Haley Atwell expresses frustration over Captain Carter's death in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And once those box office numbers are updated, we'll also take a look at this weekend's box office.
That's the reason why everybody came.
So let's go ahead and get into this first article. I'll make sure to put the link to the article on all sides, meaning YouTube, Rumble, and Kick.
Looks good. Ready to rumble?
Yes, indeed. So, excuse me while I get the last
this guy.
Oh, fire away anytime.
Me.
Here we go.
Sky. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. See?
All right. So our first article of discussion for this afternoon is from the New York Times. It says Bob Iger to remain as head of Disney through 2026. The 72-year-old chief executive previously said he planned to leave at the end of his contract in 2024. Bullshit.
I'm
sorry. I had to sneeze there. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I mean, look how good he is. I mean, of course he's going to stay longer. Bathing in the blood of virgins keep you young. You know.
Are we really going to talk about adrenochrome? My goodness.
But of course, yes, you did. But before we go into the article, I do want to say hello to Frostfang. I also want to say hello to Low Specs Linux Laptop, and Jet Sparks is here. Hello, Jet Sparks. And the Padawannabe is here on the YouTube side.
Yep.
And let me just check on the Rumble and Kick side if we have anybody at the moment. Nobody's chatting in the moment, but trust me, folks, you'll probably want to chat.
You're going to want to check. Come on. What's wrong with you people? What's
we
wrong?
love the lurkers.
We're people here. Come on.
This article from the New York Times is by Brooks Barnes. It was posted on July 12th. And it says Robert A. Iger has extended his reign at Disney through 2026 as finding an error continues to be difficult and questions mount about the viability of the company's vaunted movie studios and theme parks.
You know, when he goes,
Right.
they'll replace him with Bob Chapek again.
They just might.
They just might do that. You never know.
Gosh.
The Walt Disney Company said on Wednesday that Mr. Iger, 72, will remain chief executive for 2 years beyond his previously announced retirement date. Mr. Iger reluctantly ended his first run at Disney in 2021, handing the company's top job to Bob Chapek, a former theme park executive. Mr. Chapek was fired in November, and Mr. Iger made a triumphant return as chief executive. Triumphant?
In his mind, it's like,
Yay.
he's that little ant climbing the dunghill going, I am the king of the world.
Pretty much.
You talk about a company failing upwards. The article goes on to say, at the time, Disney said Mr. Iger had been asked to set the strategic direction for renewed growth and to work closely with the board in developing a successor to lead the company at the completion of his term. Mr. Iger repeatedly said that he would retire for good when his contract was up at the end of 2024. Yet, when we had that impromptu live stream, and I don't know if you remember this, Cash, but it was you, Anonymous, Paul, Phil, and myself, and we were all speculating, is he actually going to go when his contract is up? And none of us believed he would go.
No.
I wouldn't have.
Crap. No. It's just too much ego and too much power, unfortunately. So. And if he's
money.
72 and he feels he can do it, exactly. And he feels he can do it. And I mean, I don't know how many more projects are going to bomb from Disney lately.
Bob Iger had his time. He's had his time.
Yes.
Disney needs a new direction.
Yes, they do.
They tried it with Chapek, but it just completely failed because he wanted to try and change things, but was blocked at every turn. So Disney doing what they love doing is bring back the old and breathe new life into it, which they have failed to do.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it was totally a Game of Thrones over there with all that. Iger had that all set up that good old there would be a red wedding for Chapek. And really didn't Chapek have that much of a chance to do anything over there. But Iger being the little snake, I mean, I'm sure he was wanting maybe to put Chapek in there for a little bit to take a lot of the heat. So it looks like he could come in with this triumphant return. Look at me.
Yeah.
You know, Chapek went in there and screwed everything up, even though most of these projects were okayed under him. Now I'll save you all. And I'm going to beat Solo's record with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. It's going to do worse. I mean, look at that.
In my opinion, this was Iger's plan all along. Have Chapek take the fall, and he comes in riding on that horse like, I'm going to save everybody.
I just, is Disney going to have an actual successful movie in the next year or so? Who knows?
No.
I don't think, not the direction they're going, because a lot of people are like, what is this crap? Where are we going with this?
Did you see the publicity photos for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
And then what was that article? Disney came out or said those are fake, and I'm like,
one of them looks like Rasputin. And there's only one actual dwarf, so
it doesn't make any sense. It's not offensive. They're dwarves, you morons. They're actual dwarves.
They come out and they say that the pictures were fake, and then they
Yes.
double back and say, "Oh no, they're real." It's like, okay, pick a lane.
Right. Right.
You know, it's just
Snow Latino and the 7 hipsters are
the
grunge.
seven.
Grunge.
That's
You know,
right. The grungers.
they're all from. She goes into Seattle. And it's like,
Look,
there we
There
go.
weren't
Peter-
even 7 of them.
Look, I would
There were
even look at
8.
Peter Dinkleberry, as I like to call him, and say, Dinkleberry, all right, you're. What are you doing, man? You actually had the nerve to say at one point, this has been, I guess, months ago, that those dwarves live in the cave. No, you idiot. They live in the cottage.
Yeah.
Uh,
They work in the cave.
yes.
And I do want to say hello to DJ Ronnie G. And oh no, another troublemaker in the chat, Dempsey.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But
Dempsey's
Dempsey,
here.
Dempsey and everybody who's watching, which side are you going to be on? Are you going to be on the YouTube side, the Kick side, or the Rumble side?
Rumble,
Choose
rumble.
wisely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Those that went to see Dale Disney didn't. Yeah.
It's
I went and
Yeah.
saw it
I
because
saw it.
I've always been a fan of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I saw
I
it.
like the first 20 minutes, and then the rest of the
It
film
was,
was meh.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not criticizing. I'm not criticizing.
I
here.
started
You
falling
Americans have too much money.
asleep.
Yeah.
I started falling asleep in that movie, even in the beginning, and then it was like, "Where is this going?" It's like, "Do you like Phoebe Waller-Bridge in this?"
No.
Not really. Do you like this movie?
She is proof that it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's just.
No,
It's
it's
just
not what you know,
however-
it's who you do.
However, well, however they wrote her characters, it's like you're not Marion. Like Marion had a certain charm, and even though
Yeah,
she's
she's all
sarcastic, and
forehead and
Yes.
nose and chin.
she's it's just the
In
things that
Birthmark.
And then you got Teddy, and Teddy's like a poor man, or poor.
Teddy's the Wish version
teenagers.
of Short Round.
He is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just whatever. It was just
Short
there.
Round had more charm.
Ryan,
Yeah, he
some
did.
people liked it in our community, and that's fine, man. Just like
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people
yeah.
liked season 3 of Picard, and we didn't like that either. So Baron didn't
mean-
watch that much of it, but Mike and I
No.
watched the whole season.
No,
I did.
couldn't really.
As did Ryan. He was actually
Oh, okay.
on Loki's show
that's right.
on
That's right. I
Friday where
remember.
they
That's right. Yeah.
talked
And
about
towards
it.
the tail end with the author Stephen Walton, and I basically called it a glorified two-parter, but that's the best Star Trek we're going to get for the next 15 years, folks. And with all the writers' strikes and actors' strikes, it'll probably be the last Star Trek we will ever see.
True.
Ooh,
And
Pacific.
hello to Leia Rose.
Yes.
Oh, hi.
Hello, Leia.
The president and sole member of the film.
Oh, Leia liked Picard. That's right.
A female in the chat. Wow.
It does happen.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna say it on. No, you know what? I'm not gonna say that on stream. Anyways.
Yeah,
What are you going to
were.
say? Come on, Cat.
What are you gonna say? Out with it.
Oh, I was just gonna say that as long as Mike has more females than Paul on his stream, I'm happy. Yeah, I said it.
Dare you?
I know. How dare you?
you? How dare you?
Leia's a fighter, though. You don't want to cross that woman.
All right. Yeah,
Destroy
I think
you.
this is the only clip I have that I can respond to that.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, don't call Mike Shirley. Come on.
Really? You know, surely I'm told. Yeah.
So this article goes on to say, my plan is to stay here for 2 years, Iger told CNBC in November. That was my agreement with the board, and that is my preference. Bullshit.
Whenever you say board, it sounds like Borg, which is probably much more apt in this.
I'm saying that on purpose, Baron.
Oh, okay. We're doing it on purpose. Okay. Okay. I can't mock you now.
But many people in Hollywood were skeptical. During his first tenure as chief executive from 2005 to 2020, Mr. Iger delayed his departure at least 3 times because he likes the ego trip. He likes the power. Come on, I'm Bob Iger. You gotta watch. I know I made him sound like Arnold, but
You
he's
can
an
do it.
egomaniac.
You
He's
can
an
do it.
egomaniac.
Who's your daddy and what does he do? Yeah. Well,
And
unfortunately,
I want to say hello to Bush McFadden.
I think Iger's father has obviously passed away, so maybe that's
Yeah.
not fair, but
Maybe
Anyways,
not.
maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you sure
who
it's
knows?
an
He
accident?
could be
No.
on ice. He could be on ice.
Yeah, with
Oh,
Walt.
with Walt, right? Yes.
Yeah. The article goes on to say how he delayed his departure 3 times. He continued as Disney's executive chairman for a year, excuse me, after stepping down as chief executive. Of course, he was actually pulling the strings. Chapek was just the guy that was the face of the company.
Yeah. And he didn't realize he was going to get hosed. That's how stupid he was.
Yep. Because I want to ensure Disney is strongly positioned when my successor takes the helm, I have agreed to the board's request to remain CEO for an additional 2 years, Mr. Iger said in a statement on Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
And then you know what? They're going to extend him for 2 more years. 2 more years after that, and 2 more years after that.
Do you know who will be his successor? Kathleen Kennedy.
Well, anything's possible.
At this rate, that would be appropriate.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
I can't even argue that.
Triangle will
Kathleen
be
Kennedy
complete.
is fired
Chapek.
as director of Lucasfilm. She's been hired to be chief executive officer of all of Disney.
Yeah,
on a
her resume
5-year
looked
deal.
her resume looked absolutely wonderful.
love
She
it.
knows how to send any company into a shit show in a matter of months. So she's our kind of girl.
It's a Tuma.
It's
Yeah.
not a
And
Tuma.
It's not a Tuma.
I want to say hello to
Maybe a
T-Gap
Puma.
Steve. And T-Gap Steve, I do have an appropriate
Oh.
clip to play. So
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
It's not a Tuma at all. I love how he paused. That movie gets that movie is a trip. Kindergarten Cop. It's a good film though.
Okay, so this article goes on to say the importance of the succession process cannot be overstated. He added, well, if it was that important to you, Bob, you would have found somebody, not Susan Altman, but somebody.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Me.
Mhm. And as the
Ouch.
board continues to evaluate a highly qualified slate of internal and external candidates, yeah, right, I remain intensely focused on a successful transition. In the
Uh-huh.
months since Mr. Iger has been back at Disney, he has moved quickly to cut costs, some $5.5 billion, in part by eliminating 7,000 jobs, including at Pixar and ESPN, and push Disney's streaming operation toward profitability. Well, he wanted the streaming service so badly. He wanted Fox so badly. And what's it getting him?
Yeah.
It's getting a contract extension. That's what it's
I
getting
think they were talking about they may let go of ESPN. I think somebody else should take it over. There's only barely
Maybe
a
Fox
few
can
people.
take it over.
Maybe Fox can
Maybe.
take maybe so. Maybe
Never
maybe
do
they
a
would.
deal with Rupert Murdoch and his family, folks. You will get screwed no matter
Well,
what.
Well, I was just going to say, it's just going to be like I joked about it before. Good old Mr. Burns getting the power plant back after he sold it for his song. I mean, George Lucas could get Lucasfilm back for his song, and 20th Century Studios could probably get it back for his song. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just
He's
saying
not.
it's a joke.
I don't think Lucas.
It's a joke.
cares.
Cash,
I know.
Cash. It's a joke.
I know it is, but I really don't think Lucas cares anymore.
It's a funny haha, Cash. Funny haha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't call me Shirley Bear.
Surely you know that.
Yes.
But anyways, it says how he wants to push Disney's streaming operation toward profitability. He also won a proxy battle with the activist investor Nelson Peltz, one turning in part on Disney's poor track record of succession planning. Mr. Peltz declined to comment on Wednesday, but a successor has yet to be identified. The board has been looking at candidates inside and outside the company. Disney has said Mr. Iger brought a trio of executives with him to this week's Allen and Company Sun Valley Media Conference, the annual Billionaires Summer Camp, and all are viewed as succession possibilities. Dana Walden, co-chairman of Disney Entertainment, her counterpart Alan Bergman, and Josh D'Amaro, the chairman of Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products. A spokeswoman for Mr. Iger said he was unavailable for an interview. How convenient. In recent months, as Disney troubles have increased, senior executives have privately pressed Mr. Iger to renew. In its statement on Wednesday, Disney took pains to point out that it was the board, not Mr. Iger, that pushed for an extension. I think it was both.
Yeah.
Given his serial contract renewals, a narrative has formed in Hollywood, rightly or wrongly, that he is reluctant to step away from power. No shit, Sherlock.
Mm-hmm.
The board determined it is in the best interests of its shareholders to extend his tenure, and he has agreed to our request. Mark G. Parker, chairman of the Disney board, said in the statement, adding that Mr. Iger had already set Disney on the right strategic path for ongoing value creation. What?
In what department? Certainly not in the film department.
Exactly. In what reality has he done that?
I'll get back.
I know the pixie dusters.
Yeah,
okay. Well, I mean, look at how upset those stockholders were for good reason.
Right.
Well, they have every right to be upset.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the ones you listen to.
Yep.
In this matter. I mean, when they're seeing money going bye-bye like that, it's like, these are the guys you talk to because they, these are the ones you want to make happy. And by making them happy, you do it by making us happy. See how it's kind of a funny thing. It's kind of holistic. It's kind of like trickle down.
Yes.
You make happy,
sales.
Happy. And eventually make stock.
I love your comment, T-Gap. Bob.
Oh, that's a good one.
Bob Light,
that's
man.
a good one.
I love it.
It's just easy to mock Disney. They make it so easy. It's like, oh, I go to your production and okay, oh, wait, this is an Indiana Jones movie. It's supposed to make tons of money. Oh no.
But here's the thing, Cash. It's not just getting easier to mock Disney. It's getting easier to mock Hollywood as a whole.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, look at what Warner Brothers is doing. What the hell? What the hell is Blue Beetle? Did they not watch Brave and the Bold? Come on, guys.
Oh,
it's a TV movie.
Comics?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a cheap CW film.
That's all it is. Eric Clapton in the background.
Yep.
All right, the article goes on. The article goes on to say the challenge is that in addition to succession, Disney is dealing with problems on almost every front, including new questions about its movie studios, given disappointing results at the summer box office for Elemental, Indiana Jones, and the Dial of Destiny, and to a lesser extent, The Little Mermaid.
The hell you say?
Disney has been maneuvering to buy full control of Hulu, but such a purchase would be expensive, and Disney is loaded with roughly $45 billion in debt, partly because of the pandemic, partly because Bob Iger went on a spending spree, buying Star Wars, buying Marvel, buying 20th Century Fox.
Well, who owns the other bit of Hulu?
Comcast.
Yeah.
Well, since they're the primary competition for Disney in terms of behemoth media companies, if they are going to sell the rest of Hulu to Disney, they're going to charge a heck of a lot to.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
They would be fools not to. Of course they
Well,
will, and not that.
They don't have the money for it, and there's got to be some sort of antitrust in all this.
Yeah,
Oh,
there has to be. It's crazy.
Yeah, we got this streaming service. Now we want to buy all of Hulu, another streaming service.
Yeah, my gosh, like how many streaming services do we need? What we got?
Ask
2 for
Microsoft.
anime? Yeah, well,
Just buying everything.
I don't. I mean, I think Game Pass is at least making a profit. I would.
Yes,
think
it's
so.
making a lot of money, but
Yeah.
yes, they are
It
buying
should.
a lot, just like Disney
Yes.
were. And
Well, look
still
at
are buying a
EA. They bought all these companies, and they were like, "Oh, hey, Westwood, how's it going? Oh, we're gonna put restrictions on you. We're gonna put a lot of pressure." What the hell, man? Just let them do what they did before, where they were making money and making people happy.
Yeah, the Xbox method.
Yes,
We buy your company, and you do whatever you want.
Well, it's going to be right, exactly. Well, it's going to be
hopefully it makes
interesting
money.
Hopefully Bethesda won't be like, "Oh, here's Starbug." At least it'll be Starfield instead of Starbug. But,
Yeah, and Frostflame brings up a good point. Mario was a success, but unlike Disney, Comcast doesn't rely on the theme parks for money.
No. I mean, take a look at the big failure that they got with the Star Cruiser, which everyone said it was going to. I mean,
it's
place,
too much. It's
the
customers have to pay too much as well. It's ridiculous.
And Mario will be the only billion-dollar film this year.
If you're going to have any kind of experience, it's like, do I get somebody to scratch my ass? Like, what is going on here?
Well, not only that, the interaction between the quote unquote cast members and the people were starting to get less there. You're locked on board this thing for 2 days, so they're supposed to be trying to keep you entertained. The place looks like it's out of Buck Rogers in 25th Century, the Gilbert Gerard series, kind of a lot. It's like there's nothing about it that really looks Star Wars.
It's a space prison.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, welcome to space prison, everybody. And this is where you get to pay for it, you morons.
You pay for
and then the price. Oh, we're just gonna go out there and charge this huge amount. And it's like, really? Honestly, you think that's gonna save you?
No, it's not. And I do want to say hello to Christian Fan Geek. It's been a while since I've seen you, brother. It's good to see you.
It has been a while.
And let's see. T-Gap says, what's this provision here about Walt Disney's frozen head and every firstborn child of the board?
The FCC said this many years ago in the early 1900s, which was monopolies are a problem, but I guess they don't care anymore because these monopolies are out of control. There's got to be antitrust laws. I agree, Baron. There's got to be something that says stop.
They're there. They don't just.
Yeah.
They're not
implemented. Yeah, they're not enforced. Right.
And if there were enforcement, there would be countless legal battles like we are seeing with Microsoft and its attempt through Xbox to buy Activision Blizzard.
Yes, they're almost there. They're just not quite there yet. They're getting there.
I do hope that Dune Part 2 makes a billion, but I will say that usually, not always, but usually sequels don't do as well as originals.
It's very rare.
Yeah,
it seems to be quite rare usually if a sequel does well. It depends.
It's hard. The thing is, it's hard for me to really call it a sequel because it just continues the story.
Yeah, it's a part 2. I don't know. Will it make? It's just because, but people will look at Dune and said, "Oh, are they still running through the desert? Oh, there's too much thinking in this."
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
Lawrence Arabia in space, like a 4 or 5 hour.
And one thing I did skip over in this article was that following the news of Iger's extension, shares remained largely flat in after-hours trading. Well, what do you expect when people see that you've got a failing company and they're still keeping the captain in command of a sinking ship?
The hell you say?
I just can't. I can't wait to see. Yes, under Disney, the Avatar 2. I think Avatar 2 is the last movie under Disney, and that was more obviously because of Cameron people really wanted to see Avatar 2 and watching TV, I'm sure, but that made over $1 billion worldwide and whatever. But
well, I can't wait for Avatar, the next Avatar. The fire version, the air version, the
that's right.
space
Agreed.
version where the
Yes,
Na'vi go into
yes.
space and fight the human
That's
space fleet.
That's right.
Planet of the Avatar.
Yeah, it's just the same film with different variations.
Yeah.
Well, that's all James
New
Cameron can do.
characters and
That's
new
all Cameron can
characters,
do.
and this is the man who brought us stuff like Terminator 2. So,
well, which is all that was a recopy of Terminator itself with fancier special effects.
Yeah, I can see that.
It was one. That's why I hold the original Terminator better because. But then again, he got into legal problems with Harlan Ellison with that. So
I still say though, like even if people think they have problems with Terminator 3, that whole thing about Skynet is scary as hell, man. It's scary as hell.
Cash Money just put his tinfoil hat on, and
you know what really grinds my gears?
yes, but yeah.
This article goes on to say, in the meantime, Disney's earnings engine for the last 30 years, traditional television, including ESPN, has become a shadow of its former self. The result of cord cutting, advertising weakness, and rising sports programming costs, Mr. Iger is betting that streaming services will return the company to growth, but Disney Plus has been shedding subscribers, and a broader streaming division remains unprofitable, losing nearly $2 billion since the start of the fiscal year. Ouch!
So that's why they want to take over Hulu to right the ship.
And how much did they buy Lucasfilm for again, folks?
Billions.
$4 billion. $4 billion. Yeah. So they have lost half of what they bought Disney for, which is supposed to be their goose that lays 2 golden eggs an hour every hour, but instead gives you a 10 egg every month.
It also says Disney is also contending with lingering screenwriters strike and the contract negotiations between the studios and the SAG after the guild that represents about 160,000 actors have been going poorly and could result in the strike as early as Thursday, which at the time of this broadcast, it's going on.
Do it. I thought we were told that the actors thing was all settled, that nothing was going to happen.
I think it was a solidarity
here.
Yeah,
I think this strike is in part a solidarity with the writers, but you know what actors are like.
Yeah.
As soon as they don't get the attention that they crave, they'll bend over backwards for it.
Well, yeah, they weren't expecting such good happenings with the studios for them, and when it comes down to it, it's like, well, a sympathy strike, that's kind of in violation of your contract, your agreement.
Mm-hmm.
You're breaking your contract in your agreement because this has nothing to do with you directly. I mean, indirectly, yeah, because of the writers, but for actors, it doesn't mean you can't go out there and still promote your films. And they're proud of that. They're not going to promote their films. Even that little shit for Blue Beetle had that pathetic little thing about, this is the only time I'm going to be talking about it because I stand in solidarity with the writers. Fine, watch your film tank then.
Yeah.
I think the writers' strike, that will not be wrapped up quickly, but the one with the actors, I think that will be.
Oh yeah, they're going to start going hungry and going, oh, maybe we did this wrong. But then again, you're going to have people like Will Wheaton go, I'm a writer too, so I can't,
How long do you give them? A week? 2 weeks? A month?
The actors? I don't know. I'd give, hey, let's get the betting table out, gentlemen. People in the chat, how long do you think the actors will be out? I'm going to sit back.
I'm going to shoot high. I'm going to shoot high and say 2 months.
2 months. Okay.
I'm going to go with 4 months.
Fucking hell!
My goodness. They're optimistic, aren't they?
That just shocked me, Cash, that you think that actors can go without attention for 4 months.
Well, we'll see. I know.
No, what they're
We'll
going to do is
see.
going to go out there and try to steal the show.
They're still going to get
online.
attention, man. They just go on Twitter or any kind of social media platforms. They're still
Yeah,
going
I
to get
mean,
attention.
they're already out there. I mean, Denise Crosby was out there, a while back when they first started striking. So, I mean, the actors, of course, had to shove their faces in there. It's like, sorry, you writers are a little too ugly. Let us stars come in there. Sorry, Denise Crosby. You
I'd
haven't
say
aged
about
that
a
well.
month, maybe a little less, maybe 3 months, 3 weeks to a month.
Okay. I was kind of shooting that area. I'll go with 2 weeks. Because they're going to probably be talked to by the studios and informed that you are in violation of our agreement. They could almost bust a union over that. You hear that, Fran Drescher? You ignorant cow. Can I say that on the air? Never mind. I just did.
I didn't know she had so much pull. I mean,
Well, she's in charge of the union.
She wasn't even the best thing about the nanny.
No, but I mean, she's part of the union. She's out there making a big ass of herself.
Well,
it's like, okay, in violation, you're going to go in violation. You're going to be starting to see that, and I hope to see the studios push back.
Well,
it's illegal.
At least she didn't become an anteater like Renee Zellweger, so she's got that going for her.
and TCAP has a good point too. TCAP Steve says, to be fair, the actors can still go on social media. They just can't do promotional work on them. Very true.
Yeah, I mean,
but can actors really go out of work for, let's say, for example, using Cash's projection, 4 months? 4 months without any connection to their craft.
They'll still find connection with social media, though. We're still going on strike, or hey, I went to the toilet today, or
they'll all use Cameo. They'll all go on Cameo and make their money that way.
Yep, they can make money that way. Yes, they can.
Dirty jokes on the internet.
You can have Ellen DeGenerate running around showing off. This is the prison I'm in here. I can't leave because of the coup. Look at this. I only have 43 rooms. What am I gonna do?
Well, we'll see videos on Instagram where some of the celebrities are saying, I did some yard work today.
Yeah.
And I got dirty. Is this how the rest of you live?
It's just... Yeah, I don't have someone to wipe my butt when I poop. Yes, this is how we live.
I don't know. Maybe the strike will finally wake people up. I don't know. Maybe that AI thing is like, oh no. We better start writing better stuff. Oh, we better start listening to fans more again. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say the same thing I've said since the writer's strike has started. Maybe this will be the end of Hollywood as we know it.
Yeah, maybe they can reset. Obviously certain actors can still be around and stuff. I mean, you got people like Henry Cavill, he's been just crapped on about Witcher and all, and then other people are like, I loved working with him, and I'm like, well, that's awesome.
Well, yeah,
people should enjoy working with each other, even though they're getting paid. My goodness.
Yeah. Well, they're going out there, let's slander and libel this guy for no reason other than the fact that he knows the material and he's a dirty man. He's a dirty man. He's got a wanker between his legs. And we're jealous.
He looks twice the age of all the other cast members. All the other cast members look like kids.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and TF Steve also says the big actors have savings to live off of, and the small actors can go back to McDonald's.
Yep, they can.
I wonder how Barbie and Oppenheimer will do as a result of this.
I would think Oppenheimer doesn't have that bloated of a budget, so I think it'll do. I don't think it. Yeah, it should do well. It should do well.
Actually, they're going to try an experiment. They're going to combine the two movies together in some theaters and call it Barbenheimer.
No.
Yeah,
you're going by what I said the other day. That was we were chatting in Discord, and I made that slip. Barbenheimer, and Cash and Baron loved it.
I don't know. What if Barbie is one of the few movies this summer that makes money? Ugh. I don't know.
Oh God, perish the thought. Come on, Cash.
I know. Unfortunately,
Well,
this thing could happen.
If you think about it, Mission Impossible was recently released. Some people really enjoy it, others really don't. I've
Right.
not really seen that kind of reaction from Mission Impossible films for as far as I have seen.
I have to see Mike's response to that. I mean, he's got that video, and I've been meaning to watch it, and I don't know why I haven't.
Well, it's nearly 3 hours long.
I enjoyed Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. It gave me what I wanted. Yeah, there were some things that went on a little too long, but overall, it was an enjoyable movie. But as far as Cash thinking that Barbie's going to be successful this summer,
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I don't want it to be successful, but we've seen weird things happen before.
It could well be a financial success.
It could be, sadly,
I just look. Barbie's supposed to be a fun movie for young girls and stuff. It's like, oh, Barbie, it should be a fun adventure and stuff. And it's like, okay, what they have in that trailer should be good, but then it's like you've got this agenda in there. You're like,
for girls and those creepy guys like Waylon Smithers who keeps on buying them too.
And I just keep thinking Barbie's gonna tell Ken, no, Ken, you get to be in the trunk.
Ken could be the bad guy. You never know. Maybe he's sick and tired of being a man without a pair of balls.
I mean, in that trailer, he keeps telling him he's a doctor. Come on.
Dr. Ken.
Well, Ken is a white guy, so all white guys are evil.
I think the best case scenario is if Barbie and Oppenheimer make money, because then it tells everyone that no matter what kind of movie, what kind of genre, so long as it's well made and people enjoy it, it can make money.
Right.
Yeah.
And all sorts of it. I mean, that's why I really want to see Dune Part 2 do really good. It's like, this is a different science fiction experience. This is not one of those where, we can cater to many different tastes out there. We can have our action adventure with Mission Impossible. We can have this sit down and think about it movie. I mean,
yeah, because when Part 1 came out, of course, there was the whole thing with the streaming service, so that hurt the movie in itself. And so it only broke even, which is unfortunate, but it still gets a Part 2, so that's good.
It's a wonder it got a Part 2 if it only just broke even.
Basically, it broke even.
That's why you should have sat back and said, no, we're going to film this all at the same time.
Speaking of great films that have been well received and have made money, Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
One hell of a home run.
Yes. Especially with the topic.
And I'm not surprised about this coming from Whoopa. He's going to watch Barbie opening weekend, considering where my suit is showing.
Well, Whoopa, I don't know, man. You enjoy, I guess. If you
as long as he's not wearing the trench coat suit, if you know what I mean. You want to see something Ken doesn't have?
I think he really wants to see Ryan Gosling as Ken. That's the big draw, right, Whoopa?
Well, it just goes to show that the Disney model of doing things film-wise is not working, and that, say, Universal as an example, although not all of their films do very well, the example of Universal as part of Comcast has been far more successful financially in recent years than Disney, because there is far less of an agenda, and they're willing to work with other companies on an equal basis, such as with Nintendo and Illumination, three great companies to make one hell of a fantastic film.
Yeah.
Right.
And in this article, it says, unlike most of its rival media conglomerates, Disney can rely on its theme park business for profit and growth. But can they? No, really. No, this is a serious question. Can they?
No, not anymore.
Unless the recession hits. Go ahead, Baron.
Oh, I'm going to say, with the way the money has been going for people, not being able to afford it, not having jobs, and such, having half the ride shut down in your park that people are paying how much money to go in there for parking, for just going through the gates, and every other piece of BS, because you're finding every way along the way to milk more money out of people, nickel and dime them going through No, you're not going to succeed if you have it that way. Not at all.
It's insane how, and I can imagine how much food is now. Like there's some stuff that's a bit cheaper, probably pizza and so on. But you go to one of those restaurants, you're paying probably more than $25 for one meal.
Inflation, both inflation and corporate greed have caused these theme parks to just be unprofitable. And I'm amazed the United States isn't in a recession. They're probably fiddling the fingers with the Biden regime.
Yeah, they'll say inflation's getting a little bit better, but what's a little bit?
A little less worse.
Yeah, and this stuff's going to affect Disney. Basically, let's go around and do all this garbage where we don't have to worry about it because we got our theme parks. Well, when you start burning all your bridges along the way, one of the worst things that you could have for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is the fact that all the track record that Lucas has already had, Lucasfilms, I should say, not George Lucas, and the stuff coming out there. So, I mean, it was doing its own worst enemy, and they want to sit back and say, well, we didn't market this film properly. No, I mean, there's not people who know who Indiana freaking Jones is. But when one of your top tie-ins to this film is friggin' Applebee's, and if you spend so much money, you get a free ticket. That is does not show anything good happening here.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I mean, if you're giving away tickets, and that's going to be counted, they're going to count that as a ticket buy.
Right.
So how many people we've seen them in some of the chats where I when I went to Applebee's, I had enough to have 2 tickets and we went to see the film. Well, that gets counted for 2 people sitting in there.
Right.
Yeah,
it's true.
Fiddling figures.
Right. And then when Gary from Neurotic went into that one theater for seeing it, it was virtually empty.
Yeah,
and someone else said the same thing. It's like they went into the theater, it was virtually empty.
Counting myself, when I saw the Dial of Destiny at the first showing that was available, there were only 11 people in the auditorium.
There was in a smaller theater because, of course, the movie bombed. I mean, at that AMC, there was like 30 people there. For some reason, they filled up the theater pretty well, but still, the movie bombed. So.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I wonder if a mainstream entertainment company were to promote their upcoming film, by letting prominent creators have a look and get some advice from people on the ground, so to speak, who have these very prominent communities. Having that sort of advertising system could save them a lot more money and relate to hundreds of thousands of people because their film, their premiere, gets the endorsement of all of these prominent creators. It's definitely something to think about.
Ryan, we've been saying that a long time here, Ryan. We have to watch what we show for their previews and such because we get zinged. Why? This is called free advertising. The lawyers that they have running these companies are absolute fuckwits, and I mean that across the board.
It's the 20th century mindset, as it were.
I mean, no, it's not even the 20th century mindset. Go back and watch a Monty Hall episode of Let's Make a Deal, and you'll see people dressed up as Mickey Mouse, dressed up as Superman out there, right there. It's obviously these are what we now call IPs. You can't see that now because you got a Superman guy out there. We're going to hit you with a lawsuit. No, it's getting something out there. It's like even if it's not your correct marketing and they're not doing anything wrong with it, you're getting free advertisement.
Yes.
Back here in the States, here we had a situation where a guy made one of those lounge chairs, and he turned it into a motorized one and would drive around with it. Well, he got hit with a DUI, and they confiscated that lounge chair, and of course, it went up for police auction, and they had to list it off as a motorized lazy boy. It wasn't a lazy boy though. But Lazy Boy got involved with their lawyers and said, no, you got to take that off. They had to end up that auction, start a new one, because that's not a Lazy Boy. And we're all sitting back going, shut up. Shut up. Think of all the press. People love this. This is not going anything. Steal the thunder away from your competition, you morons.
Yeah.
But they suppress
Donald
us.
Trump knew the power of free publicity, especially on mainstream media.
Back in the 80s, back in the 70s, back in the 60s, they all knew that. That's why if you watch all these shows, you're going to see IPs all over the place, and it's not product endorsements.
Right.
It's just like this is life. I'm drinking a bottle of Coke at the soda shop. You didn't think anything of it, other than the fact that it seemed realistic. I mean, and again, it gave them, they got the word out there. It's, hey, there's having a Coke, or Milk and Pepsi with Laverne and Shirley. When you have them going out there like that, it's stupidity. We would love to do this, Ryan. We would love to go out there and promote stuff that we love, right? But they want to press us because they view us as the enemy.
If Rumble and Kick, maybe they're going to let us do it there and test it out and see what happens.
Right.
Yep.
Whatever.
And I do want to say hello to Stephen Ransom.
What's up, Stephen? It's just stupid. It's free publicity. No. Don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, when I was a radio, I did some ad work. I did some writing the commercials. Yeah. It's like, hey, if we can get something free out of this, hey, let's go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like telling somebody to take that bumper sticker of the radio station off, because that's not through our normal sources. Get that off your car. We don't want that on there. It's like, I mean, I can understand if it's 87 Yugo. Okay, I can understand that. But it's the same mindset. Erase everything. We're gonna cover all the little eaten apple signs off of these computers that you can see, and replace it with something else or just a dot. It's like, we all know what it is. Come on, just
a banana.
Yeah, it's a banana. Yeah, it's a Bananarama 2000.
Bananarama.
Buy the banana phone 1.
well, in the old Bloom County, that's what they were calling the computer was the Banana Junior, I think it was. It was kind of making fun of the IBM Junior computer and, of course, Macintosh. And it would walk around and talk and spit out his discs at you. I love Bloom County.
And I wanted to take the time to say hello to Real Wade Gaming Clips. How you doing, Wade?
Oh, do we have to? Okay. Hi.
Yes, we have to. We are nice here. We are friendly here.
Oh,
friendly enough.
I went to the Phil McCracken School of
yeah. I hate you all. Yeah.
I hate you all. Equal opportunity.
But anyways, this article goes on to say how attendance has started to weaken at Disney World in Florida, and it's also started to weaken at Universal Studios, and how Disney's been embroiled with their public standoff with Ron DeSantis. And let's see if there's anything else of note to acknowledge in this article. It just says in an email to employees on Wednesday, Mr. Iger acknowledged the company's many challenges. There is more to accomplish before this transformative work is complete, and I am committed to seeing this through, he said. As I've said many times since we began this important transformation of the company, our progress will not be linear as we continue navigating a difficult economic environment and tectonic shifts occurring in our industry. Speaking of shifts, let's go ahead, because this is all related. It's all related.
Fine. That way.
Bob Iger lambasted for CNBC comments about strike. He came out of retirement to make $54 million in 2 years and says this. This is from Deadline. Yeah.
It's going to be a deadline, all right.
Yeah.
It's got 2 writers, too. Look at that byline.
Oh, man.
They're serious about this one. 2 people writing this one.
Yeah. That's right. You're dealing with top-tier journalism when it requires 2 writers to write one single article.
How
Bernstein and
American.
Woodward. Yeah, Bernstein
How
and
American.
Woodward. Yeah.
I mean, two people writing one article. That's so American.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 co-hosts on Pop Talk, so I can't really say too much. All right, so let's get to this article. What was that, Baron? You broke up a little
I'm
bit.
from Wish.
Yeah, we're all from Wish.
You're from Make-A-Wish, Baron.
Yeah. Why did Captain America show up at my bed in the hospital?
I don't know.
I don't know, Baron. Only you know the answer to that.
I get to see you today and Stanley tomorrow. Wow.
I'd rather see Black Widow.
Me too. Yeah.
So this article is by Lynette Rice and Dade Hayes. It was posted on July 13th. And the article says, striking writers now have a new punching bag, Bob Iger. After telling CNBC's David Faber Thursday that the labor situation is very disturbing and how the Hollywood unions aren't being realistic about the current financial climate, WGA picketers went postal on social media by pointing out the massive pay disparity between the Disney CEO and most working writers today. In a lengthy sit-down with CNBC from Sun Valley, Idaho, Iger addressed the SAG and WGA strikes and his ongoing feud with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Though his digs at DeSantis were lauded, he called the governor's claims that Disney is sexualizing children yeah, I can't even speak. Preposterous and inaccurate. Oh, you're full of shit, Iger. It's not preposterous. It's not inaccurate. It's the truth.
Right. How dare you?
He lost the Tinseltown rank and file when he said, "This is the worst time in the world to walk off the job." Well, why did you do that, Bob? Why don't you walk off your multi-million-dollar job, Bob? Bob, I have one specific question for you and every other Hollywood exec out there right now.
What would you say you do here?
See, those are the good Bobs.
A lot of lately I would say he's doing a lot of bad PR. That's for sure.
But
yeah,
even this thing too is like all these people who scream and scream, yeah, stick at the big corporation, stick at the big corporation. All they do is siphon off of it. Okay, we're going after Disney. How dare you? Oh,
right.
And about all of us, like, no, you realize how much money you're going to be getting with cutting back on all these tax breaks that Disney's been getting in Florida. They sit back and say about how Florida's going to lose so much money. No, with all those taxes that they're going to get from Disney, who was doing everything they could to bypass. Oh, remember that stuff, people? Oh, we want everybody to pay their fair share.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, look at the deals that were made for Disney not to.
Yeah.
So it's like, as it goes, it doesn't matter. Obviously there's that big fight over about the kids and such like that. But when it comes down to it, which I'm absolutely for, is like, okay, cut back all these taxes that these guys are. That's what's hurting everybody. Yeah, you got the businesses around her, but again, all they're doing is getting the crumbs.
Yeah.
And I want to say hello to Tim's Talk, who says Ray sent me here. Said this was a safe place for Raylos.
Lies, all of it, lies.
Dirty. How dirty.
And pretty soon, Tim Talk's going to be saying,
Help! I'm being repressed!
No, I was actually going to play this.
Very interesting, but stupid.
We're Klingons here. We're usually say this, Tim. You know that.
He said, "Today is a good day to die."
How about no?
Spoken like a true Klingon politician.
And I want to say hello to Captain Fandom Nerd. How you doing, Cap?
Captain Fandom Nerd does whatever Captain Fandom Nerd does.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Yeah.
So Iger goes on to say, I understand any labor organization's desire to work on behalf of its members to get the most compensation and be the most compensated fairly based on the value that they deliver. Iger said, we managed as an industry to negotiate a very good deal with the Directors Guild that reflects the value that the directors contribute to this great business. It's not that great.
No.
We wanted to do the same with the writers, and we'd like to do the same with the actors. There's a level of expectation that they have that is just not realistic. And they are adding to the set of challenges that this business is already facing that is, quite frankly, very disruptive. Why? Because it cuts on your bottom line, Bob?
Yep.
Bobby, how you doing, Bobby? Hey, Bobby, get out.
Hey, Bab, come to reality, Bab.
Hey,
Iger's
Bobby,
comments.
you suck.
Hey, Bobby.
Voice. Damn it. You gotta learn to get better at that.
Iger's comments came a few days before the start of quarterly earnings season, when dozens of public companies will interact with Wall Street analysts and undoubtedly get quizzed about their labor impasse. Netflix reports its earnings next Wednesday, and a number of major media and tech players will follow over the coming weeks. While companies exert a great deal of control over earnings calls and can handpick analysts to ask certain kinds of questions during Q&A periods, there are often moments for picketing guild members to scrutinize. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav, who has become a prime target of many picket signs during the WGA walkout, talked to CNBC on the morning of WBD's last earnings report. He predicted that a love of working shared by both the WGA and the Actors Guild would ultimately end the strike. Yeah, right. That's being highly too optimistic. I'm a Cup fan, and even I know when things are just a lost cause.
Yeah.
You might want to shut up there, Bobby boy. I don't know. I want to shut up.
Mike knows when to give up. He just doesn't.
The sooner it all collapses, the better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's burning, that's for sure.
I'm rooting for it.
And they talk about the topic of labor and intrugny, or I can't even speak right now. Whatever.
See what you've done, Bobby.
Consider that a blooper, Ryan.
That's see what you've done, Bobby boy. Yeah. Two writers on this article.
I thought this was pop bloopers.
Well, it's always pop bloopers when I'm speaking.
And me.
Anyways, the article goes on to say Iger, however, jumped headfirst into the fray and was met with extreme vitriol. Check out this tweet from Abigail Disney, the documentary producer who is also the daughter of Roy E. Disney. Mm-hmm. You can only call your workers and partners unrealistic if you cannot see beyond the confines of the very narrow and morally bankrupt business ideology that has set your company on this long track toward exploitation and injustice, she wrote.
Wow, that was a lot of words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the proper word was intriguingly.
Yeah. Here are other reactions to Iger's comments, which include swipes at Zaslav and how he must be enjoying his moment out of the limelight for once. Disney had no comment on reactions when contacted by Deadline. Of course, they didn't. And I'm not going to read any of these, but I'm just going to scroll through them.
Oh, no.
I'm at least scrolling through them.
How will we cope?
What will we do? Oh, no.
I need my safe
space.
I don't know. We'll us all doing that, could you say this? Clip I gotta make Barrett and Cash know which clip I'm going for.
What? I guess under Discovery, Warner Brothers, I mean, they're not, The Flash definitely bombed, but they haven't. You had a disappointment because for some reason, Little Mermaid is considered a disappointment. That's not, should be ever acceptable. And then you've got Elemental, that actually bombed. Then you got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Where Am I? That bombed.
Dial of Death.
Dial of Senility. Hey, where am I? What am I doing? Huh? What? Where am I?
But if you want to describe us and being unsympathetic toward Hollywood,
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Yo! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
That one guy who didn't stand up, he's just not an asshole. He doesn't feel he's.
I know. I'm impressed with that.
no, that's Phil. That's Phil.
That's Phil.
I hate you all. I'm not standing up.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Phil.
But yeah. No, Phil's a good supporter of all our channels. We give each other a hard time. And
Since when?
Wow, Aaron.
Gotta hang together, folks.
Yes.
Well, me that you're saying such high praises for him. How about this?
Excuse me, I'd just like to ask a question. What does God need with a starship?
I said. Yeah.
What does God need with a starship? Jim, what are you doing?
What
I'm
are you
asking
doing?
a question.
I'm asking questions.
You don't ask the Almighty for an ID.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, I have to admit, at least that was funny.
Yeah.
And actually kind of believable in the whole thing between Kirk and the
Well, Tim, I Little Mermaid was disappointing, but I don't think that's saying much. So I guess it didn't bomb, but it's under disappointing. I don't know.
Under the sea, under the sea. That's where our budget is, under the sea. Boop, boop,
Yay!
boop, 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 boop,
And not every classic animated TV show movie needs to be made into a live action movie. Yeah, I'm sorry, it doesn't.
No. No.
Cash sounds like he's hurting.
No, it doesn't.
It's great to see Jay Haringue, as I like to call him, in the chat. I tell you, folks, if you want to check out a channel for all things bad movies, you should check out Jay Haringue.
Jay, if you want to put your link into the chat, go ahead and I'll prove it.
Everyone, call him Jay Haringue. That is his name. Especially the end. It's Haringue. Don't ignore the U and the E. It is vital.
It's like calling me Taggy all the time there.
Yes, Baron Orman Taggy.
Taggy.
See, I get the fancy one, Cash Monet. I'm a Taggy.
Monet, yeah, you did it. You did
it. You're kind of like that guy from the Family Guy with that.
Yeah, that's it, at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here, tell you what, Jay, I'm going to go ahead and make you a mod.
Ooh.
Oh.
This way you can post your link.
He has the reality-based seal of approval.
Oh, he has reality-based seal. All right.
You're gonna
die, clown.
Everybody gets a wrench.
You get a wrench, and you get a wrench, and you get a wrench.
Oh, trust me, I have had people say, "Yeah, just go to Mike's channel. He'll just throw out wrenches left and right."
I mean, the African version would be, "You have diarrhea, and you have diarrhea."
Dysentery jokes. Just what
very interesting, but stupid.
No, that's not.
You are
bad.
made of stupid.
And I've heard a lot of people say this about the live action Lion King, that it felt lifeless and soulless.
Yes.
That's what the wife called me last night. Never mind.
Well,
Your
You know,
country is as weak as your dollar.
That took a turn. That took a turn,
Indeed.
Baron
Well,
Ormond Taggy.
well,
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It got out of
wait,
hand
wait.
fast.
How could it have escalated quickly and gotten out of hand? It's just Baron being Baron.
Baron being Baron. Baron being Baron.
If he wasn't like this, I'd say to him during the show or after the show, you feeling okay? You don't seem like your normal jovial self.
I'm a little constipated and gassy. I don't know how I can be constipated and gassy at the same time, but I am.
Oh my.
Oh.
Here, let me tell you about my problem.
3 hours later.
Yeah.
You're gone!
What problems? I don't see any problems.
I look like a CNN correspondent with my big microphone right in front of my face.
You know, peaceful. Never mind. Yeah. No, actually, I guess we could say that on YouTube. Yeah.
Right, as a man out on the streets, what can you say the people are talking about right now?
Yeah.
How many stores can we rob in the neighborhood? The fiery but mostly peaceful protests, especially among the African American community in the land of cotton.
Yeah, Ryan Roger Athay will go out there with his microphone, and this is what he's going to get.
I don't know who any of those people are.
There, that's.
Excuse me, sir. Why are you robbing the store? Racism. Oh, okay. Yes. Go ahead then.
All right. All right. So, shifting gears, we have an update on the box office numbers for this weekend.
Oh, we need to have an opening theme for that.
All right.
I'll come up with some opening ditty and.
Breaking news: Mission Impossible is losing money.
Oh, dang! Even the projection was lower than.
Wow!
56.2 million here. Ouch! But if it's doing well internationally, it's still considered a success.
Well, I'm still surprised that is that low. I thought that
is low for a week. Yikes!
I can't even see that, and I just guessed.
Yep.
Sound of Freedom is doing very well, though.
Yeah,
Sound of Freedom, and I think Across the Spider-Verse is still around. I think still making money.
It's not on the top five.
Is it,
I mean, look where Indiana Jones is.
Oh man!
Look at that.
Ouch.
And it's only made 302 million worldwide.
And that's 16 days. It's been out for 16
And
days.
Disney will say it's a hit. It's a success because
Mike, can you make this? Can you make this?
I can. Let me go ahead and do that right now, brother.
Because I have poor eyesight and I'm only 24.
Going on
Not
52.
a problem.
52 to 58.
Can you imagine if this film was released internationally? I don't know how well it would do, but
I think you'd be surprised. I think it would probably do. It would probably do well. Yeah.
This is 1 week for a low budgeted film.
Yep. Because people want there's a people for this. They want to see this kind of stuff, and it's important.
Right.
Is the opening the first day, or is it the first few days?
I thought, isn't it like the weekend? That's like the
the first 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although for Sound of Freedom, it opened on 4th of July.
Oh.
But look at that. After 1 week, what's it doing? It knocked Indiana. And look how far down Indiana Jones is. It shouldn't be there. It should.
No. It should be. It should be around the top 5 for a number of weeks.
This has more theaters than Sound of Freedom, and it got its butt kicked by Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, it did.
I keep on wanting to say music, but I managed to catch myself so far.
No, 2 different movies.
I know.
And look, last week's winner, Insidious.
Yeah.
That's still doing good. Considering its budget.
There's still some pretty good horror movies out there, I guess. Well, these Insidious movies, what is this? The seventh one? I don't know where it is. Fifth?
I don't know.
Sixth?
I've lost track. How many?
I don't know.
But that's doing pretty good, I guess. Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Let's see how bad Elemental's doing.
8.7 million.
Elemental.
Man. What did he say?
Ooh. That's after a month.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be at that amount after a month. It should be higher for the Pixar film.
No.
What was the budget for Elemental?
It couldn't have been that high.
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I mean, it might be making money because of that. But
100 million? 150 million? Double that for advertising. That's 300 million.
Yeah.
I didn't see much advertising for it, to be honest. But then again, I don't watch the normal channels.
Man, that's low for Mission Impossible for 1 week. Well,
I am surprised. I am absolutely surprised.
I wonder what part 2 will do.
Well,
if part 1's not doing well, when they release part 2, it might do even worse.
Right.
Yeah. It's a good
Especially if
possibility.
the strike keeps going on, you especially with the actors, you never know.
yeah, people didn't even care to go to the theaters and watch Mission Impossible much.
I mean, the golden age of Tom Cruise is could unfortunately be coming to an end. What do you think, Baron?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this. Thank you very much, Ryan. Here at Baron here, sitting at the Baron desk. And my opinion about this whole situation is such. I'm surprised that a film, especially the fact that Tom Cruise has been very well received in this. It's like a second win, a third win for the actor. But to be coming in at this low, with the strikes happening, I'm wondering, could there be a possibility that there might not be a part 2? Because now everything is now pushed in delay, and if this movie isn't doing so well, and it's not the first time a studio said sayonara.
But it's not going to matter though, because if it does well internationally, then they'll be fine.
Yeah,
and as far as the budget for Elemental, it is roughly estimated to have been at 200 million.
For a freaking.
Why?
Double that, that's 400 million. And what has it done worldwide, Mike? Can you show it again?
I certainly can, Ryan.
Was it something? Yes.
That's the way you do it. Push them around.
Okay, so that's 80, nearly 90 million US dollar loss. Damn.
It's pathetic.
Right.
And it's been out for a month.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Well, I think there's some politics that people don't really care for. I mean, even movies like Soul made a lot of money, and that had this whole thing about jazz. And
well, what was Sound of Freedom's budget?
It wasn't very much.
About 20?
Oh, 20 million, double that, 40 million for advertising. And it's made about 80, 90 off the top of my head.
60 some.
It's
85.
85 million.
There's barely been any successes this year. In summer, there was Across the Spider-Verse was a success. There was now Sound of Freedom, and imagine if it was allowed to be in all these theaters, or maybe it should be. Whatever. I think there's been two movies, 2 or 3. Well, we don't know. There's still Barbie to come out.
I heard that the budget for Mission Impossible was close to $300 million.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So double that for advertising just to make it simpler. That's $600 million just to break even, and it's at 235. Of course, it's only been out for a few days, but that needs to come up quick. Otherwise,
And let's also keep in mind that's just 3-day total. This movie was getting some early releases. I was able to see it on Tuesday in my area.
Do you think it'll break even?
Well, I mean, it might.
Did
is
Guardians 3 still making money, or are they pretty much done now?
Let me look.
I think that film broke even at the very least.
I think it was considered a success, so that be the 3rd movie or something.
Yeah, it's now number 16.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. and it's made 842 million worldwide. So
Yeah, so I would say
I know they
it's
wanted more than
probably-
that, but
Yeah, they wanted over $1 billion. I'm sure. I don't. It's definitely not going to hit that though. But
especially with it being the last Guardians movie. And
yeah, yes.
And of course, Flash doing a bang job out there too.
So yeah, worldwide. I mean, if it stays in a consistency for the next few weeks, it could. It's wow, that is so low.
it could at least break even, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it doing so badly in the U.S.?
That's one thing that I'm wondering too, Ryan, is because let's look at it this way. Last year, Top Gun had a huge success, and Top Gun Maverick.
It did.
Right.
It's huge.
And this year, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Well,
I don't know. Just I don't think a lot of people are going to the movies this summer.
When I was on the Hypno show, as I like to call it, Saturday Night Hypnosis, it was last night, as it happens. One of the guests, Coach MC Studio, he is an actor and an acting coach. He watched the latest Mission Impossible film, and he stated that at least 45 minutes of that film could have been cut. That it needs a good editor.
Interesting.
And
I agree with that.
And is the host this guy?
This has been a test of the emergency.
Oh, he is the iconic Hypnotic. You can check him out every Saturday night through Saturday Night Hypnosis, in which I am a guest. And next Saturday, Melanie Mack will be the special guest. So hopefully, I can get a spot. Hopefully, and we can have a great talk.
Please.
Yeah, that's literally what I'll have to say to Hip now, because it'll be packed. I'm telling you.
He's like, what you got for me, buddy?
I should get my files out. I'll get my files out. Say, you better have me on the show, Hypno.
No.
Yeah.
I like it when the back note comes out.
For the most part, guys, you can definitely say that people just don't really care about franchise sequels right now.
No.
There's been so many bombs, so much agenda in the West that people are sick and tired of the way popular culture, movies, and entertainment are going. So they're just pulling the plug. I mean, look at Mission Impossible for the American audience. It's insane. No wonder Tom Cruise was mad that potential cinemas would be pulled, in America for Barbie and Oppenheimer, which are due for release. Hopefully they both make a ton of money. They are very different films, but hopefully they can do well. That's the advantage of riding on far more talented people's coattails. Whooper Trooper.
Come on, man.
But yeah,
the thing is I think
you could say that.
Go on, Mike.
I was just going to say that you could say that this summer box office, granted we still have this month and part of next month, it's a disappointment.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah. Well, some things mean money.
Well, this is a big
so far.
victory. This is a big victory for movies that were not part of the norm and weren't big budgeted.
Right.
And not, in some ways, not even getting proper advertising, such as The Sound of Freedom. Look at Megan. Look at, Cocaine Bear. These are movies that have smaller budgets. They're making a return on the investment. And this is the stuff that Hollywood was built off of, not the big blockbusters.
Right.
And again, people, I think you're right. They're looking at this as copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. And then when you get something that's not, people are interested, even if it's a bad film.
Yeah.
I mean, Oppenheimer might actually do better than I suspect because
it
very well could.
Well, it's the best opportunity that Americans have to learn their own history, because You guys have a shockingly bad education system. Historical films could make bank at the box office, where you can be entertained and you can learn in the process.
Well,
Make
I'm
an
sure they're
actual-
doing.
Oh, come on, Ryan.
Oh, wait, Ryan.
Mark.
Ryan, what about the UK, man? I'm sure they're doing a bang up job. over
We
there
can
theater.
find Ukraine on a map. Cash
So can
money.
I. Yeah, the thing
So
is,
can I? Come on. Not all of us are dumb shits.
Oh my god.
Come on, Ryan. We all know that the world began in 1776. Don't you
You
forget it.
are all veterans of the Cold War. Ukraine didn't exist back then. You wouldn't
Yes, it
be
did.
able to find it on a Cold War era map.
I could.
Tucker said that recently that a lot of people can't.
I love maps. That's the
Yeah,
thing. I mean,
I am. We'll
Hey, no,
find it. We'll
I was the one that had to navigate through Norway using a map that was all in Norwegian. So.
You should be head of Disney, Baron, if you're a fan of maps. My
Yeah.
goodness.
No. Whoa.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Ryan, you fitted perfectly
This
here on
is-
Pop Talk.
Yeah, this is what happens when they let Ryan out, man. It's just it's too much.
Hey, Ryan.
No, that
Ryan,
was reality based talking.
Here's a personal heart-to-heart to you, Ryan.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
That's how you get AIDS.
Yeah.
You remember?
Are we sure we're not just only on Rumble right now?
Hey, Baron, do you?
Wait, I still
do you
see the
remember-
live thing going.
Hey, Baron, do you
We're-
remember
we're
the AIDS
live.
crisis?
Oh yeah.
So do I.
I remember too. I mean, I remember Alan Moore as he wrote the opening, his little opening remarks of V for Vendetta, how he was saying that and he's using the tabloids as his source, that they're gathering people up and putting them in camps. And it's like, whoa, Alan, what you smoking? What you snorting? And you're trusting the tabloids. I think the Sun is only good for his page 4 or page 6 girl. I think that's about the only thing that's good.
Page 3, and they got
Page
rid
3,
of it.
Page 3. Oh, then it's not worth reading. I remember
But
when
they
Sam
did
had a box.
expose a British presenter who showed his buttocks in front of a camera. Yeah, Hugh Edwards.
Oh my!
Oh, Hugh Edwards?
Dirty. I called him a digital news reading nonce. So there you go.
This is
There we
the
go.
BBC.
Yep, and I'm going to bring up our last article of this broadcast.
Well, it's about time.
So long as it's
Well-
still running.
It is. I'm checking it. It's still live.
We're still going. We're still going.
Mm-hmm.
We have this article from Bounding in the Comics, and it says Haley Atwell expresses frustration over Captain Carter's death in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Ah, she's a beautiful woman.
You know, that film feels like it was released a lifetime ago.
Yeah, I know.
It hasn't really aged well.
It's good to see that movie for free, and even then, it's not as good as the first one. The first one was very good. This one is just a mess.
This article is provided to Bounding in the Comics by Nerdigans Inc. It was posted on Friday, the 14th. It says, after making the franchise leap from Marvel to Mission Impossible, the British actress Haley Atwell opened up about her experience as Peggy Carter in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, expressing disappointment with her last appearance in 2022's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And it just skipped on me. Haley Atwell made her MCU debut as Peggy Carter in 2011's Captain America: The First Avenger. She would later reprise her role in Avengers: Age of Ultron before expanding on Peggy's story in 2 seasons of 2015's Agent Carter series, which should have never been canceled, as far as I'm concerned. She then returned to the character in Avengers Endgame. Following her return in Endgame, the British actress voiced the multiverse variant Captain Carter in the first episode of 2021's What If. She then returned to live action playing Captain Carter in a brief cameo in 2022's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where Captain Carter was killed by Scarlet Witch. And excuse me a moment, I need to cough.
That's okay. I'm going to look at her.
Atwell expressed her frustration towards the brief cameo in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness on the latest episode of Josh Horowitz's Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. She confessed, I get a lot of so much flack. I'm like her. Death wasn't my choice. When Captain Carter was like, I could do this all day, and then followed by she's immediately cut in half by a frisbee. Wow. And then the audience being like, she can't do it all day. Apparently you can't. So egg on your face. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't really serve Peggy very well. No, it doesn't.
No.
Marvel, Disney, they don't care.
Okay, I have to confess, I've been out of this part for a little bit. How did you become Captain Britain?
She became. This is how it went, Baron. They did a what if, and they says, what if Steve Rogers, right? Yeah, Steve. Yeah, okay. If he didn't go into the chamber and she did instead, and so there was only, and so what if, and then they decided, oh, we'll make her Captain Carter, which is ridiculous to me. But
well, the reason why I asked
was like, okay, yeah,
there is a Captain Britain. That's the thing. I just kind of.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. They should have left her as Peggy Carter because Agent Carter's great, but whatever.
Don't you just love Lofty's takes, though? That's why I love the guy. He's always against the grain, and I think it refines him as a creator.
I think he means that platonically, a brotherly love, not the human one.
Love him as a creator.
That movie was just like, oh, and it tied into WandaVision. Oh, I'm Scarlet Witch. I need to have kids, and I will kill anybody or do anything to have children.
Okay.
Barren woman threatens all of creation.
That's great. Pretty much.
Doctor Strange and the menopause of madness.
Yeah,
wow.
It was basically starring Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. It just, yeah.
So the article goes on to say the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 star had a more positive experience voice acting the alternative version of the super soldier Captain Carter on Marvel's animated show What If, compared to her live action cameo in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. She went on to say, I felt like I had much more to do in What If animation series, she revealed. I mean, any actor will tell you to be able to go into a booth in effectively your pajamas and do an animation is great fun because you're focused on the voice as the instrument and it's your main sort of performative tool. And I love that in that they've been able to give her just more to do as Captain Carter, Captain Britain.
Can I hear do that in her pajamas? Maybe she has some nice lingerie she wears.
Hey, that's the best part of doing voiceover for folks.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to do your hair. You don't have to put a shirt on. You can just speak your mind like we're doing now. Though I oscillate between showing myself and not showing myself. Instead, I show a picture of myself being myself.
No, I need a camera, but I need to find my camera. But I'm not wearing any pants right now, so it's kind of fun,
Okay, Baron. Yeah. Thanks for that info. No one on the panel asked for.
I thought so. We were talking about. I thought what we were when we do this stuff.
All right, youngster, out you go.
Don't come back. Ever.
Well, that's 2 times.
How progressive of Baron Ormontage. He stands by the maps. He doesn't wear shorts on streams. He's just so progressive. He should move to California.
I never said I didn't wear shorts. I said pants. I am wearing shorts. So there.
Shorts, pants, they're the same thing.
No, they're not.
They are.
Pants are long leg stuff. Shorts are shorts.
No, shorts are little videos that you make and show on YouTube or TikTok.
Don't ever.
Good point. Good point. He just did, Bear. Deal with it. And hello to Nova Vaughn.
Yes.
So the article says Atwell continued. So it felt like a frustrating moment in Strange because you're like, Horowitz then jumped in. Here we go. This is it. Atwell then concluded. No, we don't. She had less to do with what she did before she had the shield. Well, they want to push, we want strong female characters, but then when they actually put them on screen, it's like, okay, all right, that's a little too much screen time. You need to go.
Well, Captain Britain should be a black female lesbian because they've taken over all of London.
In a wheelchair.
Yes.
Left-handed.
Yeah.
And a trade unionist.
Goes
with
on
rocket
to say,
boosters. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a hoverboard.
Yeah, maybe that too.
Maybe.
Atwell did note she enjoyed performing the stunt work on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but what was really great was the, coming in and doing even those stunt things, when she does that kind of very quick run, but then sliding on my knees and like going over backwards. She elaborated, and I had come straight off the first time I was wrapped for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 because I was wrapped 9 times. So I went straight from the set of Mission to the airport to LA, then put the outfit on, did one costume fitting, and then straight in. And they were like, okay, this is the fight. And because I had been so maintaining that level of physicality, I was able to just go I want to do it. I want to do it all. Let me have a go at this, and sliding on my knees was just great fun.
Ow.
Yeah,
most women like getting down on their knees.
I knew someone was going to go there. I was behaving, though. I behaved.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah.
I never thought the PACIFIC414 would endorse prostitution. My goodness.
I whore myself to all the channels all the time. So, I mean,
the clip was there, right? I'm thinking, all right, that pitch was thrown. Here comes the swing. But anyways,
I see nothing.
And then, of course, they ask, what do you make of Haley Atwell's criticism of how Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness depicted Captain Carter? Well, honestly, Haley, as much as I like you, maybe you should have taken a closer look at the script to see just how big of a part you might have.
Yeah, good point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, sad to say.
We don't need Captain Carter. We need.
But I wouldn't mind watching her run.
Carter. Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Huh?
So, do you guys have anything to say about this before we get ready to wrap up?
Yeah, well, I concur with Mike on that one. It's like, but then again, maybe she was already contracted, obligated into it.
Maybe she was. You know, the What If was not supposed for her to become an actual character of Captain Carter, but whatever. Then kill her off 5 minutes, and that movie is such a mess.
Well, I mean, that's how they usually do things.
By the standards of film, if What If was a film, I don't think it would do that well. But as its own series, it does very well, and it's one of the few shining stars or rising stars, you could say, of Marvel Phase 4 or Phase 5 or whatever phases there are. But her role in that menopause of madness was just a glorified cameo, a means to an end, and she better hope that she gets more roles for What If. Otherwise, it's all over for her on the Marvel side.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because they've changed her character now. She should have always been Peggy Carter, but no, now she's Captain Carter. And
Captain Carter, here she comes. She's Captain Carter. See,
Then you had that person running around with Doctor Strange. She was a winner, all right.
Doctor Strange.
Whatever her name, America Ferrera.
Oh, America Ferrera. Oh yeah, God.
Is that who I'm thinking of?
Maybe it is. I'm not too sure. I guess it's on my mind because the long suffering.
Something Chavez.
Chavez. America Chavez thing.
Yeah.
The
She
other
was
one
on
is
that
an
Ugly
actress.
Betty show.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then she did that.
That's
liquor store. Which
America
is
Chavez.
that
was what's Ugly.
So that isn't Captain Marvel.
No,
not Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel.
No.
Yeah.
No,
it's not. Doctor
Alrighty then.
Well, yeah. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse. Yeah, it was America Chavez. Yeah,
American Chavez. Yeah.
America Chavez. She had two mothers, and you're like, why am I supposed to care? Are you gonna make me care about her having two mothers? No, okay.
You have to care. Come on.
You're obligated to care, Cash. Come on.
Come on.
Latino women have parents? My goodness.
Whoa.
Yeah. That movie was just bad. Considering the first movie was so good, this one, and Sam Raimi worked on it. I think they told Sam Raimi, no, you can't do this. I don't know.
Probably.
I have this feeling, and
I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
we're going to tell
the
you
whole thing. And it was cool to see Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, but it just this whole thing about how it had to connect to WandaVision, and it's just.
Well, that's their big thing. How can we connect everything together? It's exactly what Lucasfilm is doing. How can we connect all this together and make it all?
They don't have to, though.
It doesn't have to be connected.
You never have to connect any of this stuff.
Yeah, you had stories in the EU that had nothing to do with anything about it. It's like we don't need to try to connect everything to Super Ray Palpatine.
No,
just make a good film.
Yes.
Make a good menopause of madness.
Bite your tongue.
Menopause of madness.
What are you talking about?
I deserve to have kids. Oh, jeez. She's angry.
And she's covered in this sort of black goo. If you go down and see why she's covered in black goo, and it's like, lady, have you been?
Isn't that blood? It should just be blood.
Looks like blood.
I think it's just blood, dude.
It just looks a bit dark, and maybe it's the coloring, but to me it looked black, almost like oil. But she's been having a night on the town with the new Captain America, Falcon.
I thought they were doing another version of Carrie.
That's what I thought when I first saw that. There's like, oh, that's Carrie. Carrie.
I don't know if I ever want to watch another Marvel show. Even Daredevil's coming back, and I want to be like, oh, it's gonna.
Well, I don't mind What If.
Yeah, What
If?
Okay. Some of those were good. The one of Doctor Strange, I remember, was really good. But then they had that zombie one, Ryan. I didn't like that.
That's
one.
because they're not connected. They're bottled.
Right, they're
bottled
different stories. Right.
Mm.
Yes.
There is no need to link all of them together. And if What If does become a big success, the one about the zombies I thought was very interesting because it was quite menacing seeing all these these heroes facing a zombie apocalypse.
I was
And
just like, not zombies again.
from my memory, I think they lost, but my memory is worse than Joe Biden's. So.
Do we have Ryan Falls in Wales? Just wondering. Asking for a friend.
Right there, right. So, Ryan, as we wrap up here, what do you have coming up on Reality Based?
Well, the next episode will be at, I think it'll be at 11 p.m. UK time. ETEP will be returning. ETEP Wakuian of A Place to Be Reviews. He's currently on his boat, so once he comes back home, we'll arrange things. I'll only be having him for an hour if we start at 11 because he had something booked up. But if we start the show a little earlier, that means more time. But apart from that, I'll still be making videos over the course of next week. I made 2 Rising Stars videos today on 2 fine creators, a husband and wife duo who are part of the Comicsgate UK community. And I'm sure over the next few days, I'll make loads more suggestion videos and Rising Stars videos. So keep on going, and hopefully you'll keep on growing despite channel suppression, which affects all of us in different ways.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was going to say, it is real.
Yeah, which reminds me, you keep on saying that I shouldn't call myself a YouTuber is a content creator, but every time, especially this last month, where you had all these people coming out and doing all these crazy things, saying crazy, stupid stuff, and you look at their profile, and the one thing that they say is they're a content creator, and it's like, I don't want to be in that camp. I am a YouTuber.
I don't like calling myself a YouTuber, mainly because I'm not whoring myself out to a single platform.
Well, I am. I can be a YouTuber then. I whore myself out to many platforms, but that's beside the point. I'm the grifter. I just go from one to another.
We are all content creators, and in my view, I'm not financially based. We don't need money. We are reality based, and we need to make pop culture great again now more than ever.
Yep.
And hopefully, these writers and actors can strike themselves out of existence. I didn't know you Americans had trade unions. I thought you guys thought they were communists, so you never had them.
Yeah, we do. But,
I don't know, man. Some of these unions, I guess, can be good, but
you're talking about be careful.
It's a new century, Cash Money. It's a new century, Byron. The trade union movement is a bygone era. We don't need them. People are smart. And if they're not smart, they'll find people who are smart to stand for them.
Careful, Brian, because Cash is one of the biggest union supporters. He's been trying to unionize this show for as long as it's going.
Do you vote for Joe Biden, Cash Money?
No.
He's a union man.
You heard it, YouTube. Actually, if I ever voted for Joe, I would just dunk my head.
You've heard it here first, folks. Cash Money 007 voted for Joe Biden.
Is Cash Money a Minnesota Democrat?
No, I'm the one that's closest to that. I'm the one that's in Minnesota.
So trade unionists.
I'm in a blue state. Dude, I can never vote for that potato head, Ryan. I can't do it, man.
He voted for Lyndon LaRouche. That's who he voted for, Lyndon LaRouche.
I thought I voted for the mole person. Apparently, I voted for fat. Who did I vote for? No,
he's Canadian.
Fat
he can't
bastard.
do that.
No, we voted for fat bastard.
Well, he's Canadian too. He's Scottish. Fat bastard's Scottish. He can't.
Great show, gentlemen. Always a great show.
And before we officially wrap up, Baron or Cash, if you have anything you want to promote, now's the time.
I'm just a grifting from one channel to another. Pop Talk, of course, today at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time at 24/7 Fusion Media's channel, the Primetime Kings of live stream with, of course, the Tower of Power himself, 24/7 Fusion Media, the ever mysterious Vigilante Williamson, cruising in his hot rod because he's getting a break from the Hollywood Knights, his new bomb Turk, and of course, me. I haven't been fired yet, so
okay.
Well, they need that token white man. So.
well, that's what New Bomb Turk is. 24 has now got himself out. And as he says, he's if you take a look at his whole thing, I think he calls himself not diversity hire, but entitled. You're entitled host. He calls himself now.
And how about you, Cash? What do you got coming up?
We got some surprises coming up. After I put that time into Far Cry 3 on hard mode. You hear that, Paul? Hard mode. Okay, yeah. Anyways, but no. Yes, we got some excitement coming up, and it's possible next week there may be a Vermintide stream. There may be Exoprimal with a certain Pacific 414. Just stay tuned. We'll see.
Maybe a bolt gun shot or two.
Exciting news, folks. Cash Money's coming out of the closet.
I got to rearrange that closet first, Ryan, and then it's fine.
Well, you are based in the bluest state
now
in
that,
America.
That people who are straight have to stay in the closet because being straight is something bad now, right?
I have no idea, but you are based in the bluest state in America, and I'm amazed you don't have AIDS. I'm just amazed with all that crime, all those needles.
Well, so surprisingly, that certain areas are not that bad, and they've even been cleaning up the homeless problems here. Some places, it's surprising.
Throw them in the incinerator.
Some of those areas are not so bad, but Cash is doing everything he can to tear them back down. That's what he's doing.
Sure.
But, I was watching it on Patrol Live. And guess who was in Fulton, California again? It was Cash. And come on, man. Why those guys got your number? Every time I turn, there's Cash getting questions.
Whoopa, I told you, man, you have to stay in your Pokeball. You keep trying to get out. It's not good,
That's because you keep letting him out.
I sometimes he needs some air, I guess.
Whoopa.
Whoopa.
Well, just poke a hole in the box.
Whoopa.
Just be careful where you go do the poking. That's all I got to say.
Man.
And anything else, Cash, coming up on the Phantom Hooligans?
Nope, not right now.
All right, now as far as Pacific 414 is concerned, I will be back at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with more Batman Arkham Asylum, both on YouTube and on Rumble. And then there will be this Wednesday's Pop Talk. Now, if I decide to add any other streams during the week, I will definitely let you all know in the community page on YouTube and also in a tweet on the Twitter. But other than that, that's really what's going on the channel. Not much else. So, Ryan.
Gosh.
Baron, stop farting.
Yeah, Baron. Gosh.
He just likes being kicked out. That's all.
He does.
But Ryan, in all seriousness, thank you for accepting the invitation to come back on the Pop Talk. It's a pleasure to have you here. And if you'd like to hop on any other time, just send me a DM and I'll send you the link.
Sure. And you're all welcome back onto Reality Base because you've all been on Reality Base. Always nice to have a nice catch up. It's always nice to speak to Cash Money live from his wind tunnel.
His wind tunnel, yes.
Random noises just coming out of his closet. Yeah.
I don't think there's any random noises this time, though. Ryan.
This is
last time. Yes, I remember there was some madness going on there, but
this is what's in his closet.
Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
Oh my!
Yeah, that's what's hiding in his closet there.
Perhaps we should end the show before we all.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree.
But closets to weird AI stuff. Yeah.
But real quick, I want to thank Frostfame for being here. I also want to thank Low Specs Linux Laptop for being both on the YouTube side and on the Rumble side.
Wow.
As well as Jet Sparks 373. He was also on both sides. The Padawannabe was here. DJ Ronnie G was here. Dempsey was here. The lovely Leah Rose was here.
Aww.
Bush McFadden was here. T-Gap Steve was here. We also had Christian Fandom Nerd. Whoopa Troopa. Steven Ransom was here. Real Wade Gaming Clips was here. Tim's Talk was here. Captain Fandom Nerd was here. And we had Jay Haringnew. Jay, you're gonna have you're gonna have to give me a few chances, Jay.
Haringnew.
3 months later.
I'm gonna study that, Ryan. Late at night. Okay, how did Ryan say it?
Haringnew.
Exactly. I'm gonna go to this part. And of course, Nova Vaughn was here. And let me just make sure I'm not missing anybody. Oh, look who comes in. Look who comes in as we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
The Nerdporial Life.
Hey, Brian. Michael Chiklis's twin is here. That's amazing.
Great to see Brian. I hope that's his actual name. Otherwise, my blooper fest is going to insane levels. Always good to see the Nerdporial life form.
He is a talking dog that hangs around with a guy by the name of Peter in Rhode Island. So yes, it is Brian.
Brian, you're not going to take that sitting down, are you? But thank you, everybody, for being here. Greatly appreciated. If you like what you saw, whether you were watching on Rumble or YouTube, because that's where the like buttons are, hit that like button, share out the stream on either side. And for those of you who are watching over on Kick, thank you very much. Consider giving all the channels a subscribe and a follow, not just PACIFIC414, but Baron Orman Tag, Cash Money, and of course our guest, Ryan Roger Athay.
Reality based on Kick. Although it will be a while before we go live. Unfortunately.
Oh.
It'll be fine,
all right. That's all right. Nothing out there saying that you have to be live right at the moment. All in due time.
There's me. I see that.
Well, you always say it.
Yeah.
But thank you again. But thank you again, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. If we don't see you later on today on various other channels, enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great week. And until next time, remember, I'm not just a baseball guy. I'm an all-around guy. Take care, all.
Are we ready for the show now? Okay. This is the closing credits, Mike. You got it wrong. The show get started, right?
Yes, Baron. They're the closing credits.
You did it, Baron. Give yourself a gold star, man.